Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In today's episode, we'll take a look at a planned expansion of a water treatment plant to enhance the environment. We'll head over to City Island Library in Daytona to check out its Launchpad program and announce an addition to a nature preserve in the southeast part of the county. In Community Health Matters, Stephanie Strong brings us the highlights from the 20th Annual Latin Arts and Music Festival. In Solutions for Your Life, Laura Cash previews some of the 4-H exhibits at this year's Volusia County Fair. And finally, joining Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio is Courtney Edgecombe with the United Way. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. A small but strategically important piece of property will be added to the county's Doris Leeper Spruce Creek Preserve in southeast Volusia County. Taking action at its October 15th meeting in DeLand, the Volusia County Council unanimously approved the acquisition of what's called the DeVito Property. It's a private residence that's surrounded by public property. The property at 100 DeVito Drive in New Smyrna Beach includes a 2,392 square foot home that fronts a peninsula adjacent to the northern portion of the preserve. Tim Bailey, Volusia County's Director of Parks, Recreation, and Culture, said the county has long desired to acquire the property.
If you drive into that park, you'll notice that there's a house on a peninsula at the point of that park. That's located on the eastern shoreline of the Halifax River. The county is interested in purchasing that property because it's in close proximity to the park, and a lot of folks frequent that park. It'd be nice to have that under public ownership to allow the public to access not only the areas that they're currently at now, but then also that point gives you a great vista over the river, as well as allows you to go fishing and picnicking and that kind of thing.
The owners of the property agreed to sell their home and land to the county for $450,000, which is below the appraised value. Bailey said the acquisition of the property gives the public more access for fishing and kayaking to scenic Spruce Creek.
Future plans of the site would include, we would be adding a pavilion. We would add benches across the seawall there for fishermen and for just sightseers. And then we'd be looking to add a canoe kayak launch to give folks access to that great waterway, the Halifax, up and down in that area there.
The acquisition is being funded largely by impact fees collected for park acquisition and development. Volusia County has partnered with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and the St. Johns River Water Management District in an $8.25 million reuse water project to protect Blue Spring. The project calls for the decommissioning of the Four Towns wastewater treatment plant and redirecting wastewater flow to Volusia County's Southwest Regional Water Reclamation Facility. This will improve the level of treatment and produce 222,000 gallons per day of reclaimed water. The county has committed to $2.7 million of the project's costs, while the district has set aside $2 million. The Department of Environmental Protection program will contribute $3.4 million to the project. Michael Ulrich, Volusia County's Director of Water Resources and Utilities, said the project is a much-needed environmental enhancement.
In doing so, we'll be upgrading our monitoring technologies as well as expanding our existing treatment capacity from a designed capacity of 1.7 million gallons per day to a total treatment capacity of 2.7 million gallons per day. The expanded capacity also enables us to decommission our existing facility at Four Towns, enables us to redirect the flow from that facility to the larger water reclamation facility, which essentially creates an additional 220,000 gallons per day of water which can be used for reclaimed water, which also helps offset the demand for drinking water typically used for irrigation purposes.
The improved level of wastewater treatment will result in an estimated reduction of 27,000 pounds of nitrogen and 14,000 pounds of phosphorus per year in the Blue Spring spring shed.
And as we commonly think of Blue Spring primarily as a park, it's important to realize that the spring shed itself is approximately 130 square miles, which encompasses 5 cities, DeLand, Orange City, DeBary, Lake Helen, and Deltona. And so the protection of the groundwater itself is vital to not only the current users of the water, but also for the future residents to come in Volusia County.
Meanwhile, increased treatment capacity will allow for the future removal of about 5,200 septic tanks within the spring shed in Volusia County. Project construction is expected to begin in January of 2016. For more information, you can visit volusia.org/waternews. There's a new place where children, teens, and adults can unleash their creativity and develop new skills. It's the Launchpad at the Daytona Beach Regional Library at City Island. The 2,200 square foot high Tech Zone debuted inside the library in September. It was made possible through contributions from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and the Friends of the Daytona Beach Library. The Launchpad is a makerspace, a place where people can gather to create, invent, and learn. Makerspaces allow people to collaborate on projects and share supplies, skills, and ideas. They can even launch an education, career, or business, or they might embark on a new hobby.
The community definitely will have a large say, and if we feel that the community isn't really responding to the different things that we have, we'll try something else. If a group wants to meet here that we might not have envisioned beforehand, we'll try to make it happen. One of the big groups that we're going to have meeting here in the future is actually the Daytona Hackerspace, which is a maker community. They make things like their own 3D printers or custom-made laser cutters, and we're very happy to have them come here, and we're hoping to expand things in the future similar to that, like everything from how to wax a surfboard to how to do fixes around the house, and have that type of learning experience that simply wasn't available beforehand.
Maker Spaces grew out of the maker culture, a technology-based extension of do-it-yourself culture. Many libraries are beginning to incorporate maker spaces into their services because they fit naturally with their missions. Maker spaces demonstrate how today's public libraries, in addition to providing free access to information and technology through books and public access computers, actually offer opportunities for building and making things.
This is honestly a great opportunity for the library system. It's something that I know a lot of us have been wanting to do for a long time, going into a direction where we can offer the community really more of an experience than we were before, and have that type of interaction with the patrons.
The Launchpad's initial focus is on providing programs for middle schoolers that encourages them to explore opportunities in the science, technology, engineering, and math fields. The students will be able to explore basic circuits and robotics, create animation through coding, and learn about flight simulation. Activities and resources for adults include sewing machine instruction, digital photography and film editing, and 3D printing. And there's a place for children too. Kids can unleash their creativity in the Launchpad's Lego Station. For information about volunteering in the Launchpad or donating working items such as sewing machines and tools, you can contact Deborah Schaefer at dschaefer@volusia.org.
Established by Congress in 1914, University of Florida IFAS Extension has been providing solutions for 100 years. We bring research-based information to individuals, businesses, and communities. As part of the land-grant university system, we have experts in every one of Florida's 67 counties. Our educational programs improve lives, build economies, and help protect the state's valuable natural resources. We're committed to providing reliable information that impacts the lives of every Floridian. As Florida continues to grow, UF-IFAS Extension will be there to provide practical solutions to Florida's most challenging problems. University of Florida IFAS Extension, solutions for the next 100 years.
Today on Solutions for Your Life, Mrs. Laura Cash, a 4-H agent with the UF-IFAS Extension in Volusia County, invites everyone to come out to the Volusia County Fair and the Youth Show to see the many activities exhibited by the 4-H Club members.
Hi, I'm Laura Cash. I'm the Volusia County 4-H Extension Agent, and it's that time of year again. The 71st Annual Volusia County Fair and Youth Show is just around the corner, November 5th through the 15th. And the fair is going to be full of 4-H exhibits. Here with me today is John Owens. He's the interim director for the fair.
Thank you, Laura. You know, we here at the fair absolutely have a tremendous partnership with the Extension Service and 4-H, with the animals and the kids, because that's what these fairs are all about. They're about the kids. And we get excited every year because the kids come in and they put up all their displays and bring in the animals. And I mean, we just have a ball with them. And for 71 years, this has happened. November 5th through the 15th is the fair this year. We invite all of you to come out and take a look at everything that 4-H is involved with this year. And thank you very much, Laura, for letting us be a part of this.
Thank you, John.
Showing a Volusia County bred and born Yorkshire Ham Cross from Stable Club 4-H.
Volusia County Fair and Youth Show is an annual event that the 4-Hers look forward to every year. It's the main part of their program. There's over 100 kids that are showing everything from chickens to market steer this year in the fair. All the kids love to do livestock projects, but in addition to livestock projects, 4-H has numerous other things, such as a game board contest, which is an electronic matching game. They also write an essay. They have a new contest this year called Country Critters, where they get to actually make, out of paper mache or something else, an animal that represents one that's in the fair. And always come see the club booth. You're going to find them in the Hester Dougherty building. In addition, 4-H can be found in the little mini village, which is the Ag Village. There's always a booth there and other things around the fair. The kids, in addition to their 4-H, also enter photography, canning, baking, everything you can imagine. So come on out to the Volusia County Fair November 5th through the 15th and see us, all the 4-Hers, doing all these wonderful things. And come say hi to me. Every show I will be by the ring in my green show jacket. Come say hi. With Solutions for Your Life, I'm Laura Cash.
Hispanic Heritage Month was celebrated in a big way with the Volusia County Hispanic Association's 20th Annual Latin Arts and Music Festival recently held at the Dewey O. Boster Sports Complex. The festival was a time for fun, but it was also a time for health.
The festive sounds fill the air at the 20th Annual Latin Arts and Music Festival in Deltona.
The purpose of the festival is just to promote cultural awareness, right? A fun family activity to share with everybody with food and music and just art displays and, of course, businesses to be successful. So our focus is holistic to bring everybody out and have a good day.
This festival introduces the community to local music and arts, celebrating Hispanic heritage. While festival goers enjoyed the music, they also visited the many vendor booths, including the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County.
It's very important to reach out to all ethnic communities when it comes to public health. We're here to share our information throughout the community about the dangers of just about everything that public health covers, and that's why we're here today.
I think it's important because the Hispanic community that we have a lot of Hispanic patients and stuff like that. So we offer immunizations, family planning, the Florida Breast and Cancer Services. So it's good to know that we're here for the community so they know where we are and what we do for them.
I represent the WIC program, and this is a program that we invite our mothers to be, our pregnant moms and children to come in for our WIC services, especially our prenatal moms, so that we can give them the nutrition education that they need throughout their pregnancy, and also after their pregnancy to come in with those babies so we can provide them with formula if they need it, or breastfeeding support as well, because we also give breastfeeding support. And our children up to 5 years of age can come and get our services as well.
And what I'm showing you today are two lungs that are descriptive of what smoking does. These are the lungs of a non-smoker, and these are the lungs of a smoker that carries lesions and cancerous tumors on them. So that's what I'm educating the youth and the adults today in the dangers of the uses of tobacco.
The annual Latin Arts and Music Festival in Deltona is the largest Volusia County Hispanic Association event of the year, attracting thousands of attendees.
It's important because we have an opportunity to reach out to our community with very important information with respect to diabetes, cholesterol, and high blood pressure. We're doing screening for cholesterol as well as diabetes and high blood pressure, and distributing information on breast and cervical cancer.
The proceeds of this event helps promote our annual Back to School Fair, where we target 1,000 kids to give them backpacks, school supplies, haircuts, and just a whole promotional fun day for prepping them for school. So that's the idea behind the event, and the Volusia County Hispanic Association are the promoters.
For Volusia Magazine, I'm Stephanie Strong, Public Information Officer for the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County.
Time now to head into the studio with the Director of Community Information, Dave Byron, where he's joined with United Way's Courtney Edgecombe.
Well, thank you, Ember, and hi, everyone. You know, the United Way is the one charitable organization that Volusia County government endorses and encourages its employees to support. And that's because the United Way supported agencies provide such a wide variety of services that something like 1 out of 3 people will be helped in one way or another by the United Way. This year's United Way Fund Drive is underway, and so is county government's employee campaign. Our subject today is the United Way Fund Drive in Volusia and Flagler County, and our guest in the studio is Courtney Edgecombe. She's the United Way's Community Impact Director. Courtney, how you doing?
Good, thanks Dave, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being with us. As I said, of course, the United Way is the one organization that Volusia County government really encourages its employees to support, because the United Way is such a broad-based and provides such a wide variety of services in Volusia County. Let's talk about this year's goal. I know every year you try to set the bar a little higher. What are you shooting for this year?
This year we're hoping for about $2.7 million raised throughout all the United Way programs.
And how does that compare with what your goal was last year?
Last year we raised about $2.3 million strictly from employee campaign giving, and that was our goal, so we met that.
Oh, good.
Yes, and we're looking through more grants and things like that to further fund our programs.
So last year's campaign, you know, you said you reached the goal. Mm-hmm. So you can't, this year, I guess you're trying to go up 4 pegs, $400,000 from where you were last year. The economy seems to be better these days, and so, you know, looking good, I guess, to achieve that goal.
Yes, we're so thankful for the partnerships that we have with our local businesses and all of those other individuals that support United Way. So,
you know, the mood in the community seems to be much more positive. What do you hear in the business community?
Oh, definitely. We are seeing individuals being engaged a little bit more. You know, we always say that voluntary charitable giving is voluntary giving, and so, you know, we just ask that everyone support in the ways that they can. We've definitely seen an increase in volunteerism in our community, and that's exciting to see also.
About many companies have shed employees that just, there's just fewer people in the workplace to give money. Do you find that's a challenge?
It definitely is a challenge, something that I think all nonprofits are facing, especially United Way.
And I guess companies have sort of adjusted to the new way of doing business, and I suppose the United Way has had to adjust as well.
They have, definitely, and we're working to make our programs more efficient, definitely making sure that we are using donor dollars in the correct way.
You know, and one of the things that, you know, is so important in Volusia County is our construction industry, and we know that when building came to a halt, That was troublesome in a number of different ways, and certainly troublesome from the United Way. Now that we see those hammers and nails going back in on a rapid pace, that's got to be a positive indication for the United Way.
Oh, definitely. It's very exciting for us to see more industry coming. You know, that means more people are coming into the community. It means that we're getting a little bit better as a whole, and so it's exciting and optimistic for us.
Obviously, county government's campaign is underway. You know, how important is the county employee contribution to the overall United Way?
Last year, the Volusia County employees pledged over $93,000 towards the United Way campaign. That is huge in helping us achieve our goals. They're the second largest campaign in Volusia and Flagler counties.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. And of course, county employees are recognizing that the need is great, and this is a good way to I guess, help their neighbors.
Definitely.
So how many agencies do you have right now that are qualified for United Way funds?
We have 29 partner agencies and 51 programs that we support every year.
And the process is of how does one agency become a United Way grantee?
They go through a pretty rigorous application process and then a review from community volunteers. Every year they have to apply for funds, and then we send out volunteers in the community to make the hard decisions on who to fund and how much. So it's all community driven.
Yeah, and I know that you have a very, very high-powered group of board of directors, business people in the community and so forth that provide their expertise in business acumen and community spirit and so forth. And they actually go out and monitor these agencies and to make sure that they have the wherewithal to be able to accept these funds. It's not just having the heart in the right place, but having the wherewithal to expend these funds properly, I'm assuming.
Correct, definitely. And our volunteers go out and they make sure that our agencies are not only having efficient programs that are creating an impact on the community, but that their governance is right on, that their board is actively involved, and that they're fiscally managed correctly.
And I know that there's been an effort at the county, and I know the United Way has worked with the county and the other nonprofits across the community to look at who provides what for services to avoid duplication.
Correct. We're always looking for ways to improve and to make better efficiencies for the community as a whole, and that's definitely one of the ways that we've been partnering in order to make it happen.
So can I be assured that my money that I'm giving is staying in Volusia County and helping agencies here in Volusia County?
Definitely. All of the money in Volusia and Flagler counties that's raised here stays here, and that's something that we pride ourselves on. You can always make sure that your money is going to exactly where you want it to, and it's going to one of the most efficient programs in this community.
Yeah, that's an important point. In other words, if I have a charitable organization that perhaps I'm particularly fond of and you know, I'm involved with, let's say, I can actually designate my money to go to one single grantee, I guess.
Correct. Yep. We do offer designations for anybody that donates over $50 or more a year, and we actually cut those checks directly to those agencies.
All right. So one of the other things that is always important in the world of nonprofits and so forth, and that is the relationship between the administrative cost to run the charitable organization, or in your case, the United Way, versus the amount of dollars that actually go to direct services. What is the percentage of administration in the United Way budget?
For our United Way Volusia and Flagler counties, our fundraising administrative rate is right around 17%. That's really exciting for us because the national number that the government asks you to do is right around 35%, so we're well below that.
Yeah, I know the county, of course, receives a number of different grants, and you're right. I mean, a 30% administrative overhead cost is quite standard in the nonprofit world. So for you to be under 20%, I think you said 17%, that's a very, very austere amount of administrative overhead cost compared to the money that goes to the services.
Definitely. And our United Way is focused on a program called EDGE, Every Dollar Gets Empowered. Every time that we raise money that goes into that EDGE fund, it's helping to lower our administrative costs. So our goal is that once we reach the $10 million mark, that the earnings off of that will pay our administrative costs moving forward. So we'll be able to say that every dollar that we raise in this community every year goes right back into the community.
Interesting. Good point. You know, we mentioned volunteers. You have a great volunteer board every year. You have a president of the board and so forth. You couldn't get the job done without a great number of citizen volunteers. For folks out there that perhaps may want to get involved with the United Way, Do you have other volunteer opportunities, or how does one get involved?
We are so thankful for our volunteer board. We have quite a few county members that are also involved, and that's exciting to always see. And then if anyone is interested in getting involved, we're always in need of volunteers. And one of the ways that they can do that is online on our website, unitedwayvfc.org. And we've got a list of opportunities there, or just give us a call and we'd be happy to try to connect you with resources that you might be interested in.
You can take donations in single checks, or for those, like for example, retirees and so forth that may not be working there, they can still give to the United Way.
Oh, definitely. Anytime that somebody wants to donate to us, a couple different ways. You can go online to unitedwayvfc.org and donate directly through there. It's a secure site, or just mailing us a check. That way we can keep in contact with you throughout the year.
And tax deductible, I think, as well.
Definitely.
You know, before I let you go, you know, obviously you have the agencies that get money from the United Way, but you also provide a very valuable service called 211,
yes,
which is an information and referral service. Just give us a quick overview of 211, because that's a United Way program.
Definitely. 211 is our free first call for help. We've got operators on call 24/7 to answer any questions that people in this community might have about resources that are available. Every year we get about 20,000 calls from individuals in Volusia and Flagler that are looking for help. Our top calls are rent assistance, utilities assistance, food assistance, and thankfully we've got a bank of resources that we can refer people to. You can also go online to 211live.org and to find information that way.
Very valuable service, because a lot of times people just simply do not know where to turn for help or where to start. And in many cases, they may be in pretty desperate conditions. Mm-hmm. And so 211 has been a really, really good service from what I understand.
Yes, we're very, very blessed to have it here.
Okay, so if there are people out there that want to get more information about the Volusia Flagler United Way, perhaps they want to become a volunteer, maybe they want to give you some money, how do people get more information?
Just go online to our website, unitedwayvfc.org, and we'd be happy to try to connect you through there.
Well, I want to thank you very much, Courtney, for being with us. United Way, very important to the county government and, of course, to the community as a whole. So good luck with this year's fund drive.
Great. Thank you for having me.
Our guest today is Courtney Edgecombe. She's with the Volusia Flagler United Way. And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can always feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond. Have a wonderful evening.